What's going on, guys? Riley here. Today we are doing 3 different things to the Hellcat, one of which might be a little bit controversial. That being, we are going to be debadging the Dodge off of the rear. And some people have said, yes, do that. Other people say, no, leave it there. But I'm gonna actually go ahead and take it off just because that's chrome. This is white, and those colors kind of clash. So we're gonna take it off. If it looks too blank without that being there, we can always put something on a little bit later. Thing number 2 that we're doing today is installing a JLT oil catch can right about here on the Hellcat engine. Installing an oil catch can is always a great idea to do on your vehicle if you care about the longevity of your engine, which in this case, not so much the longevity of it, but it's more so just good peace of mind knowing that, you know, there's extra oil blow by not getting in places it's not supposed to be getting to. An oil catch can is one of those things that should really come on these cars from the factory. However, the reason they don't put them on from the factory is because this little can right here, the customers would have to empty every so often, and you know, you just can't, I guess you can't enforce that. Like, there's no way of forcing people to empty these things every, I don't know, oil change interval. So rather than the oil blow by being blown right back into your intake manifold, instead it goes in this little can and you can empty it out. And I've done a bunch of videos on catch cans in the past, so if you're not sure what they are, you can do a quick couple Google searches and kind of figure it out. But oil catch cans are a very good investment, especially for Mopars, whether it's the 5.7 liter V8, or the 6.4, or the supercharged 6.2, whatever the case is, they're always a really great idea. So we'll be putting this sucker on here in a little bit, and then also the third thing we are doing to the Hellcat is in preparation for Cars and Coffee in the morning, and that is giving this old girl a bath because, well, yeah. These wheels are supposed to be bronze, and they've turned into, I don't know what you call that. Those just look nasty. Then we got some mud caked up here because, you know, I've been doing some mudding and some rally crossing, and actually the paint's not too bad, but she definitely needs a good old washing before Cars and Coffee. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this video started. Let's go ahead and take this thing off and see how it looks. Ta-da! Alright, so it's pretty much all cleaned off and debadged. However, you can still see the outline of Dodge. So what I'm actually going to go do now is I'm going to grab my swirl killer from Adam's Polishes and actually polish this out, and it should look really good, and also get all the little hairline scratches out of this little area, and then we'll see how it looks from there. And now we find out how the result of that was. And the result is, holy crap, that looks like a freaking mirror. Hell yeah, brother. So just for reference, right there I just used the white polishing pad and the finishing polish. This is the combo of polishing stuff that would take the least amount of swirls out if you were doing a paint correction. And well, it worked out just fine getting all that out. Here's a slightly better angle for you. I mean, that thing turned into a straight up mirror. That is really cool. Now, I know it's not the best lighting here, but what do you guys think about the Dodge debadge? Do you think it looks good or nah? I think I like it. It's definitely different and will probably take some getting used to. However, I do think it looks good, and I think it looks good with the wrap, the way it kind of makes the black stripe make like a continuous flow going through between the taillights. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the way that came out as of now. Like I said, later on we can put something there if we decide to go that route, but we'll leave it like this for a little while. Okay, so moving on now to the oil catch can installation. This shouldn't take any more than like 3 minutes to do. First, you take off that little half cover. Next, we are going to take off these little guys. Ow, it's hot. I thought the engine would be cool by now. I was wrong. So I got a glove now, but pull this thing out. All right, so there's one side, and there's the other side. The next thing you want to do is grab one of the nuts provided to you from JLT, and you're going to put it on this little stud right here, and you put it on backwards actually. So you just slide it on, and this is going to serve as essentially the backing plate for where you mount the little bracket that they give you. So just put this on, get it nice and tight. Now, as far as installing the actual catch can itself, it's pretty darn simple. You just have to, let's see, we're gonna slide this one on here, and then it'll just kind of go into place. And then bring this one around back. So it pretty much sits in here just like so. And then make sure it's all nice and tight. And that right there is pretty much all there is to it. Lastly, you just grab the actual oil catch can part of this and then screw it on to the bottom. And just like that, your oil catch can installation is complete. Lastly, don't forget about your half cover. That goes on like so. Now, one thing I'd like to point out about the installation is the hoses are very stiff right out of the box. So after the car goes through a few heat cycles, they'll become more, I guess, flimsy for lack of better words, and then it will kind of fit just better. But at first you may discover it's kind of a pain to get them to fit where they're supposed to go, but they will go. Just kind of have to play with it a little bit, and the ends, you just kind of have to adjust them to where the fitment is perfect. In the past, I've always used Billet Technology oil catch cans, and they work great as well. However, if you want them in like a red or green or whatever color, it takes like over a month to actually get it. So the reason I went with a JLT oil catch can is because I could get it like the following, I don't know, 5 or 7 days instead of waiting a month. Also, they essentially do the exact same thing. I mean, if you think one looks better than the other, go for it. They all do the same thing. It's just good to have. So regardless of the brand, get yourself an oil catch can if you have a Mopar motor, or even Chevys, and I think Fords too. I think they have the blow-by problem as well. Well, it's all over my driveway now, so let's go ahead and let's get the brushes out and see what we can do. Alright guys, well, there she is, all nice and clean, looking so much better. Really excited for Cars and Coffee tomorrow. Get to show her off and get to check out a bunch of cool cars as always. Well, if you stuck around to the end, this is what my life has come to nowadays. Helping Frank repair his broken 3-valve. What's going on, Frank? Right? What are we doing?
Putting on the new alternator because you blew it up last time, and it's gonna
I blew it up.
Loosen the belt tensioner.
Okay. So Frank, where's your car been for the last month?
Here, in this exact same place.
Yep, right there. Why?
Because you blew it up?
No, I didn't blow it up.
I picked you up from the airport and you blew it up.
You still have the videos from that night?
Yeah.
All right, we'll play those right now. Thanks, Frank. So your alternator blew up and, well...
The alternator blew up and then the watt box freaked out. And then the car started two-stepping. I thought it was misfiring, but it was just two-stepping. And then I discovered a coolant leak underneath the intake manifold, so I fixed that. And then here we are putting it back together. And then tomorrow it's on the tow truck to get tuned.
So you're getting it tuned tomorrow?
I am.
You getting a dyno tuned?
I am.
How much do you think it's gonna put down?
About 375.
375, huh?
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
We'll see about that.
So Frank, how long ago was it when you started this thing last time?
A month and a week ago.
Okay, so 5 weeks.
5-week cold start.
5-week cold start after a couple little secret sauce mods and a GT500 alternator swap.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if it runs. This thing's been literally in pieces in his garage, so.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Let me know if it squirts fuel.
Oh yeah, I'll let you know.
It's like it doesn't have enough voltage to go.
It's a broke.
It's weird.
It's a Ford. Damn, this light's bright.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, that did not work. Frank, what happened? Or what didn't happen?
It didn't crank. I mean, the battery I literally just left sitting there for a month and a week, so possibly the battery went dead. But I got the battery brand new in March, but it's been, like I said, just sitting there. So we're gonna jump start this bitch, see if it works.
Good luck. Hold on. Give it some time.
Oh, it was so close.
Yeah. You might have a misfire. It was making a very loud popping noise several times, like a knock. So, Frank, what happened?
I'm still gonna send it.
That didn't answer my question.
I'm avoiding the question.